And when the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we would think it won't.
It's time for the Home Team on the TAN Talk Radio Network. The Home Team is brought to you in part by Iceman Development, LLC, a pioneer in ice rink development. By the Palm Pavilion, 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach. By the Original Mattress Factory, with 3 Tampa Bay locations. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Well, thank you very much, Brother Pat, and welcome to the Home Team. It's so good to be here with you, and those of you that thought we were going to be out at the Florida State Fair, well, due to extenuating circumstances, after further review, my favorite term in sports, we were unable to do that this week, but we are here in studio. So those of you watching on Facebook Live, Linda, Patrick, and a few others, we're glad that you are here. And we are, there you go. After further review, we're glad to be here in studio with you because there's a whole lot to talk about this week, that's for sure. And the biggest news I have this week, the Palm Pavilion is open.
Hallelujah.
They opened on Wednesday of this past week. I understand Big Ed took a drive by there and said that it was absolutely packed. And I'm glad to hear that.
That's fantastic.
In talking with Ken Hamilton, one of his biggest fears was, would they be able to handle the crowd that has had withdrawal from Palm Pavilion since the hurricanes?
Yeah.
And they were packed, is from what I understand. Good. And I'm sure that's going to continue. Happy they were able to get open again before spring break started and the spring training and all of that. So congratulations to Ken Hamilton and the group at the Palm Pavilion on being open again. And if you are holding some of those gift certificates, they are honoring those. So you'll be able to enjoy that out at the Palm Pavilion. We want to look back on the Super Bowl, which was kind of a dud, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was 40-22 was the final, and Al from Tampa won the contest.
Oh, congratulations,
Congratulations to Al. Yeah. And Liz from Lutz had the exact number of points.
How about that?
62 points. So she won that contest. So congratulations to both of you. And today we are kicking off our NCAA Final Four contest. And we're doing the East region. And for those of you new to the program or don't know how that works, you pick a number from 1 to 16. And that number is jumbled. And you will get a certain team after you pick that number. And we'll tell you what team is yours in that region. So, for example, if you were to pick number 8, we go and look and see what number 8 is jumbled. And Jason did the jumbling this week. Because for a while, I didn't think I was going to be here today. But again, after further review and extenuating circumstances, here we are. So we encourage you to call in for that. You can also enter the contest on Facebook. All you have to do is put your number that you would like, and we will tell you what team you have. Well, not what team, but what seed you have. And then on March the 16th, when the Selection Sunday gets here, you'll be able to know what team you have. So that's how that contest works. Jason, your thoughts on the Super Bowl?
I was glad that Philadelphia won. I wanted to see a different team be champion. I think Kansas City has won enough lately. I was surprised that it was a blowout. I did not think that it would be that lopsided. I figured, the teams met just a couple of years ago and went down to the wire. I figured it would be another close game. But I do think it goes to show you, again, the old saying, defense wins championships, couldn't be more true. When you have a top-notch defense going up against a top-notch offense, when that defense is playing on, generally, we see what happened. And it was domination. Patrick Mahomes, as great a quarterback as he is, when he doesn't have time to throw, when he's under constant duress, he looks average. And that's what happened.
Did this slow down the debate between Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes being the greatest of all time?
For the time, I think it certainly did. I think the real question is does this stop the Chiefs dynasty, or does at least stop it for a little while? I don't know. I don't know. I would say that. I think it may take a little time. Eventually Patrick Mahomes, some of his teammates are going to retire. They might get traded. Andy Reid is going to retire. So if Patrick Mahomes continues to play for a long period of time, then it all depends on what players the Chiefs replace the others with. When Travis Kelce retires, when others are no longer with the team, who do they replace them to put around them? But you got to remember with Tom Brady. Brady played until he was 45 years old. That is not the norm, and I don't think it's going to become the norm anytime soon. He's like a freak of nature. That right. He was not only that he played to that age, but he was playing effectively at that age. I just don't foresee Patrick Mahomes playing that long. So because of that, and because there is so much parity, it still is very difficult to win a championship, even though the Chiefs have won several. I don't foresee Mahomes catching Brady, but he's still young. There's still time. This is not the end of the Chiefs, their success, I don't believe. So, there's time for him to catch up. But I still find it hard to believe that he would catch Brady in terms of 7 Super Bowl titles.
And you always have the X factor of injuries, too. You don't never know when that career-ending injury could happen or miss a significant amount of time because of an injury. So we'll see how that goes. This week, pitchers and catchers reported, and the full roster there now, and we'll look forward to the first spring training games. Thursday is when the first spring training games are. The Rays play their first game, ironically, at Steinbrenner Field against the Yankees on Friday.
That's going to be kind of unique there. I was looking up the Rays roster just to kind of refamiliarize myself with who's still on the team and who's not. I had actually had forgotten that they had traded Jeffrey Springs, the pitcher Jeffrey Springs, to the A's. Now they do still have and are going to get back Shane McClanahan and Drew Rasmussen, who basically missed last year. We're recovering from the Tommy John surgery, so that's good. You still got kind of the familiar faces: Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lau. There's Taylor Walls. Among others, Josh Lowe. But there's some other new faces and some other some of the younger players who we saw the second half of last year come up. Again, they were a 500 team last year. The hope is if everyone can stay healthy, if they can get off to a good start, they're going to have 2 of their top pitchers back. We'll see.
The question I want to throw out to you and to everyone else is, yes, spring training is here. Spring training games will be here next week. And is the cloud that is hanging over the Tampa Bay Rays putting a shadow on your excitement for the upcoming baseball season? I don't view it. I'm not as excited as I have been in the past because as soon as I think of baseball, I think of, the Rays mess. What's going to happen? Where are they going to be next year? Are they going to move permanently? Are they going to stay here?
Well, that's the thing. I think that it makes it hard for you to get overly excited. I mean, because let's say the best case scenario. Let's say they win the World Series. It's unlikely, but let's say this year, the 2025 season, they win the World Series, and then Stu Sternberg comes up and announces, and this team, we've made a deal with Nashville. They're moving to Nashville. They won the World Series. Oh, big whoop. We're not going to have a team.
Yeah, say goodbye.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think with how the relationship has soured between Sternberg and city officials, I think that's a real possibility that this team is not going to be moving. I was looking up the A's situation. They're obviously going to be moving to Las Vegas.
Right.
But what I read is that their stadium is not ready yet. It's not going to be ready for a couple of seasons. So they're actually going to be playing in Sacramento in a facility until the stadium in Vegas is ready. And I couldn't help but wonder, well, that's a possibility for the Rays. If they make a deal with another city, even if it takes a few seasons for a new stadium to be built there, they could play at a an alternative location not far from that
AAA
city.
stadium in Nashville, for example.
Yeah.
Same thing in Charlotte.
So that can certainly happen. And I just at this point, you cannot trust Sternberg. You can't trust it at all. He's absolutely refused to commit himself. He makes excuse after excuse. The March 31st deadline is going to come. You know that there's. I just find it almost impossible that he's just going to say, yes, we're all on board. We're going to comply. We'll pay whatever we need to make up for whatever deficiencies and the money to get the new stadium done, and we're all in. I just don't see that happening. And unfortunately. My
thought is that he wants the March 31st deadline to get here and pass, and then he'll be able to say, well, Pinellas County and St. Petersburg have both pulled out because they have not said they're not going to go on beyond March 31st. So therefore, I can move the team anywhere that I want.
And St. Pete can come back and say, we did everything we were supposed to do as the agreement stated. We honored our side of the bargain, and the Rays did not. So there. Yeah. I mean, it's and if he wants to do that, that's on him. But that's completely going against what the agreement was, and it's being dishonest. But at the end of the day, I think you could say as an owner, he was never fully invested in this area from the very beginning when he took over ownership. He was never all in to this area, and this makes it no different. And if he decides to move the team, well, that just goes to show you that he was always looking for a way out or for somewhere else to play.
Yeah. Matt says he lost trust in him when he started pushing split games in Montreal.
Well, that was just a stupid idea. I honestly can't even believe that Major League Baseball allowed them to even explore something like that. But but now he could potentially look to move the team there full time. Or among other places. Now, the other side of that is the land deal, the rights to that land that Tropicana Field sits on. He would lose that. But I guess maybe the way he's looking at it is Sternberg can say, well, maybe I might be able to strike it, make it bigger, get more money somewhere else.
Who knows what other cities are from?
I just the question then comes is that it for baseball in the Tampa Bay area, or would the Tampa Bay area possibly get another expansion team? That's the big question right there.
Want to congratulate our Valentine's Day contest winner, and that is Kirk from Riverview. He wants to talk about the career that I've had and decisions that I've made in my career, and also some of the things that have happened, some of the highlights, things that I have seen during the nearly 50 years that I've been in broadcasting. So congratulations, Kirk. We'll be in touch real soon, and we'll be setting that up. Also, someone else said, is Liz Donald's wife? And I said, yes, she is. That is Donald's wife that won the contest as far as total points. So congratulations to her. We've got our first entry in the NCAA contest. Mike on Facebook Live selected number 11, and that is the 15 seed. So, Mike, you have the 15 seed in the East region, whoever that ends up being. And it's that simple. You just pick a number from 1 to 16, and you're assigned a seed, and that's how that works. Just a couple of other things that I want to get to. Rock Riley's going to join us at 10:15. We'll talk about the Super Bowl with him. He covered the Super Bowl, and also we'll talk some Rays baseball with Rock as well. And then Josh Sperber is going to be joining us from the Clearwater Threshers. He's the voice of the Clearwater Threshers. He'll be joining us at 9:45, and we'll talk about what's going on as far as Phillies spring training and the Clearwater Threshers are concerned. Lightning showing up well at the Four Nations tournament. I saw Jake Gensel got a goal for the U.S. in their opening game against.
It was a rout too. I mean, 6-1. They beat Finland. Yeah,
and Finland scored the first goal. And then the U.S. came back with 6 straight. Once again, the U.S. national anthem booed in Montreal. We'll see if that continues tonight. I suspect it will when the U.S. takes on Canada.
I wonder why that is, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, it's not a political show, but just stating a fact there. Also, the Magic are poised for a run. They are back home again on Friday night, and they'll be hosting Memphis. They're right now in the number 7 seed. They'd like to get up into that number 6 seed if they can, because that would avoid the play-in 7 through 10 at the end of the season. So
I hope they can get on a right. It's been kind of perplexing with the Magic. You expect them to take a step forward this year, but it seems like for the time being they've taken a little bit of a step backwards. Yeah, and I don't quite know why that is.
Injuries.
Well, but they've gotten Banchero and Franz Wagner back. They were struggling even when they got them back, though. They were losing games that you wouldn't expect them to lose.
But their quarterback and the guy that they really makes the team run is Jalen Suggs. Yeah. And he's still out. Hopefully he'll be back soon after the All-Star
I just
break.
hope that this doesn't turn into you remember the team with the group of players, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Vucevic, Evan Fournier, and Terrence Ross. That group, they were decent. They were good enough to make the playoffs a couple of times, but not really anything beyond that. Right. They got eliminated in the first round, and eventually the Magic recognized that, and they kind of just, blew that team up because they didn't feel they could compete for a championship. I just hope that's not the case with this team. You expect more. I mean, especially with Banchero, he was a number 1 overall pick. You expect him. The hope is he's going to become a superstar, and they can build that around him, but we'll see.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens as far as that goes, and look forward to that and see what happens in the second half. It's actually like the last third of the season, because 2/3 of the season have already been played. College basketball today, Jason. Number 1 versus number 2.
Alabama and Auburn, the Iron Bowl. Who would have thought in basketball, number 1, number 2? But that's the SEC has become the new the basketball power conference now. Just as it has been in football. They were just showing you have like about 5 or 6 teams in the top 10. Florida is a great team. They're ranked number 3. Auburn's number 1. Alabama's number 2. You've got Tennessee in the top up there. Texas A&M is up there. You also have, of course, you still have Kentucky, who's a regular mainstay up there. And but the SEC is a great conference in basketball this year. But that's going to be a big one. It's in Tuscaloosa, the Auburn Alabama game.
Well, the SEC for so long is known as the football conference.
It was the ACC. The ACC basketball was often the best basketball conference, but things have changed.
We'll see what happens as far as that goes. So we're going to take our first break, and then we will come back and take your phone calls. Lee is standing by. He's going to make his selection. The Rubber Cement Man has appeared, and he is taking number 8, which is actually the number 4 seed in the East region. So RCM, you've got the number 4 seed in the East region, and Lee will make his selection when we come back, and you can enter on Facebook Live. There's still 14 more teams out there, including the number 1 seed. So either on Facebook Live or calling in, pick your team, and we will get you assigned to that particular seed. More of the home team coming up here on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. Personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson. When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with 2 N's, development.com.
If you're a barbecue lover, you've got to try Hank's Place at 8546 Northdale Mabry in Carrollwood, just 100 yards north of Waters Avenue. Ribs, pulled chicken or pork, wings, gator, catfish, shrimp, beef brisket, sausage, chicken tenders, and a whole lot more. It's all waiting for you along with your favorite sides, including black-eyed peas, corn on the cob, fried green tomatoes, and fried okra. Some good eating is waiting for you at Hank's Place, a place to hang your hat and lick your fingers.
Sooner or later, you're going to need a plumber. It's just a fact of life. Want somebody honest and reliable? The plumber I use is the Bearded Plumber. I've known Thomas since his high school days and now is an established plumber who offers 24-hour-a-day full service because plumbing emergencies don't wait. Keep this number handy. You know you're going to need it. It's 866-882-3273. The Bearded Plumber, 866-882-3273.
Life Builders Christian Counseling Center brings hurting people to wholeness in Christ. Life Builders is a professional counseling center with multiple counselors and locations in Brandon and Tampa. They offer in-person, Zoom, and group sessions, counseling individuals, married couples, children and adolescents, and families. Some of our licensed counselors take most insurances. Call 813-438-5949 or visit lifebuilderscounseling.org. Life Builders can help. 813-438-5949 and at lifebuilderscounseling.org.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning and host of the Home Team Sports Radio Show. I'm here to tell you about our educational home team, Cambridge Christian School. No longer Tampa Bay's best-kept secret, CCS is the perfect blend of academic rigor and a biblical worldview foundation, serving families for over 60 years. Come see why we are the #1 rated Christian school in Tampa and visit us at ccslancers.com.
Looking for newer used golf clubs and balls? Stop by T&D Golf at 4205 West Waters Avenue, a half-mile west of Dale Mabry. Brand name clubs at discount prices. T&D has the best repair facility with the largest selection of grips in stock. Hundreds of sets of gently used clubs, a large selection of putters and wedges, and the best selection of quality used golf balls in Florida. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. T&D Golf at 4205 West Waters Avenue, a half-mile west of Dale Mabry.
I want to tell you about one of Tampa's hidden gems that you may not know about. It's the Pirate Water Taxi that takes you up and down the Hillsborough River from the Tampa Convention Center to Armature Works. I ride it all the time. It runs from 11:30 a.m. until 8:30 p.m., 7 days a week. What a great way to see the sights of downtown Tampa with beverage service available on board. Best part is you can hop on and off at any of their 12 stops all day for one low price. For more information, visit piratewatertaxi.com.
The Florida State Fair is coming in February. But did you know the Florida State Fair is so much more than just a fairgrounds? Everything from hunting and fishing shows to trade shows and competitions to men's and women's conferences to concerts and so much more. Be sure and circle your calendars for February 6th through the 17th, 2025 for the 121st edition of the Florida State Fair at the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa. See you at the fair.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. And also, we look forward to telling you more about the Florida State Fair. They run through Monday, so you still have today and tomorrow and Monday to get to the Florida State Fair. You had a good time out there, Jason, after
fabulous.
the broadcast, right?
We had a great time. Yeah, my mom actually met me out there. We walked around for a few hours. The weather was perfect. When it got great food, we went and saw the animals. animals, and went inside the expo hall. Went to a cracker country a little bit. Besides, we had some of the food. We had the bourbon chicken on a stick, steak on a stick, the Fisk French fries, and for dessert, a cinnamon bun topped with strawberries and cream cheese.
Wow. You made the best of it there.
Outstanding.
There you go.
The food, I think, is always the best part. Some people might go for the ride. Some people might go for the exhibits, but I think the food is number one.
I agree. And Big Ed was very happy. He left with that whole box of pastries.
Oh, yes. Thank you to my brother
Bakery.
Phil. Brought over a nice box. There was some of the jumbo eclairs, and I think some Napoleons and cheesecakes in there.
How did our friend do that was in the boxing last night?
He won. I just checked the result. Yes, Drake Banks. He won last night, first round knockout.
Wow.
Very successful. That was great. Got a chance to talk to him. Yeah, we had the Alessi Boxing Promotions card last night titled Gloves and Roses for Valentine's Day.
We were just about to go to Lee, but he's dropped out. So, Lee, call us back if you can, or join us. Anyone else, join us on the phone line, 727-441-3000, 727-441-3000. Again, Josh Sperber will join us from the Phillies and Threshers at 9:45, and Rock Riley will join us at 10:15.
I think we got back.
Lee was once lost, but now he's been found. So, Lee, welcome back to the home team.
Oh, the good old Verizon dropped me there for a minute. So,
all right. Well, glad to have you back.
So I guess the other hockey game the other night, I guess you can say the team was kachooked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both brothers scored.
And as you would expect, the U.S. and Canada both coming up with wins. I think everybody expected that it's going to come down to the U.S. and Canada in the finals. And but still, it's still a lot of hockey to be played yet. But interesting to see the booing of the national anthem in Canada by the Canadian fans there in Montreal.
Yeah, well, I watched the introduction the first night when Canada played. They love Mario Lemieux.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And it was funny. They said that fans in Montreal booed Austin Matthews stronger than they've ever booed him before, because not only is he a Toronto Maple Leaf, but he's also with the U.S. team.
Sure.
They had two reasons to
double
boo
win.
him.
I got to tell you, Lee, we were just talking off air. We think this is so much better and more entertaining than the NHL All-Star game and the All-Star weekend. What do you say about that?
I agree. Now, is this going to be a every year thing, or is this going to be like every 4 years?
I think it's going to be every 4 years.
Yeah, they're going to have the Olympics. Next year, right? Or So they're going to have the break for the Olympics, and then they'll probably have the All-Star game sprinkled in. But I think this is great. I think it's very exciting. Something different. I think the players are playing harder because I think it needs more.
It's not a bad idea if you add the Olympics, the Four Nations, the All-Star. Then it's something different every year. You can change it up a lot. So I think that's a much better way of doing it, because I'm in total agreement with you. That the NBA All-Star game, I just think 198 to 194.
The All-Star games,
plays defense.
The All-Star games need to mean something, and that's why, baseball a few years back they were the winning league, the National League and the American League. That team got home field advantage in the World Series. I wouldn't mind the NHL and NBA taking the same approach, where, whichever league wins, that team gets the home ice or the home court advantage. If you did that, let me tell you something. These players would be playing defense. There'd be a much different game in those All-Star games. And to me, I would like to see that, frankly. I would like to see them do that.
Would you like that over the Four Nations?
Honestly,
I really like this Four Nations.
I like the Four Nations. So, well, again, you could rotate it. So maybe it's not that way all the year, but the years that you do have the All-Star game, that will be the format, and whoever wins, then from the East or West, that team would get the home ice. I don't mind that at all.
By the way, we have another entry into our contest. John from Clearwater took number 7, which is actually the 13 seed. So, John, you have number 13 in the East region. That is your team. Lee, would you like to select a number from 1 to 16?
13.
13. You've got the number 8 seed. Number 8 in the East region. Right about in the middle of the pack.
That's okay. Yeah, thanks for. I was going to take 7. Thank it's gone. I'd have been way down there.
You'd have been down to 13. Yeah. So
yes.
Just never know.
But I'm really glad to hear that Palm Pavilion's open. I'll be in the next couple of weeks. Be over there. I can't wait. Can't wait to go back.
Just make sure you take your patients there as well, because, as I said, they're going to be slammed. People so glad that it's open again. They're going to be very busy, probably right through the end of spring break.
I can only imagine last night with Valentine's.
Oh, yeah.
What it was like.
Yeah. So plan. They don't take reservations. So just give yourself some time and make an afternoon or an evening out of it.
It'll be a noon, yeah, whatever. So there'll be an all-day afternoon affair. So
there you go.
Very good.
There you go. Well, if you're driving from Zephyr Hills to Clearwater Beach, you want to take your time. So
that's it. All right. Thanks again for everything, guys. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Lee. Thanks for joining us.
Now.
727-441-3000 if you want to join us on the phone lines, or you can enter our Facebook Live contest by just picking a number from 1 to 16. The numbers that are gone are numbers 7, 11, and 13, and also 8 is gone. So 7, 8, 11, and 13 have been chosen already. But if you want to enter the contest, just pick a number other than those 4, and you can do so. I wanted to get your thoughts, Jason, before we hit our break and then talk with Josh Sperber on the other side. Where do you see the excitement building for the Rays, or do you see excitement building for the Rays with them playing at Steinbrenner Field? What do you think that's going to be like?
I actually think it is kind of exciting from that point of view. The location is better. And I think people are going to – I know that they've raised the ticket prices, but I think a lot of people will be curious, and they're going to go see him there.
My understanding is the cheapest ticket is $40.
Yeah.
Steinbrenner Field.
Well, of course, having a smaller stadium, it's not going to look as empty as it does at the Trop.
Right.
Now you do have to have, there's the weather issues. You might have some weather delays. You might have some games postponed, and of course you're going to have the heat and humidity, but. People go there for spring training and sit in those elements as well. And a lot of Major League Baseball stadiums are open air. So people
if you look at the schedule, there's a whole lot of home games in April. Right. And May as well. And then there are not as many home games in June and July and August when the weather is really
I think there's a curiosity factor because the Rays, the Yankees play there but for spring training, but the Rays have never played there before for a regular season. This is going to be something new. It's going to be something different. And again, the location is a lot more central and to where a lot more people, it doesn't take as long for them to go there. So I think from that point of view, it's going to be kind of exciting.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll talk with Josh Sperber on the other side. Join us on the phone lines, and by all means, we want to get all 16 slots filled up today. 4 of them have already been filled. 12 more to go. So enter the contest on Facebook Live. The number 1, 2, and 3 seeds are still out there for the East region. 727-441-3000 to join us on the phone lines. More of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are very happy to announce that the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach is once again open for business. You can once again enjoy all of your favorite foods and drinks while enjoying the best sunsets on the beach. Once again, the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach is reopened. You can find the Palm Pavilion at 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach. It's open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Welcome back to the Palm Pavilion. Yes, the wait is over, and the Palm Pavilion of Clearwater Beach is back, and they're waiting to see you. Visit palmpavilion.com for the very latest information. And thank you for your continued patience for the reopening of the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. If you suffer damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, FASWD.com. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. Your number one home team fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Vermost Insurance Agency is a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, and secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit the Vermost Insurance Agency in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. That's vermost.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us. Mention on Facebook that wondering about the senior citizens that had the part-time jobs at Tropicana Field, ushers and security people and things of that nature, concession workers. Are they going to be able to drive across and be at Steinbrenner Field? Will they do that? in order to make a few extra bucks.
Well, that's a good question. I wondered, did the Rays even ask? Did they ask, or did
That's
they
an
get
even better
or
question.
did they just
Yeah.
bring in different people? That's curious. I don't know.
Well, they already have workers there for the Yankees spring training.
Right.
Will they just keep those people
Well,
there?
yeah, that's a good question.
Mhm.
Don't know.
Yeah, good comment there on Facebook Live. Let's continue on the phone lines. We have Josh Sperber, the radio voice of the Clearwater Threshers, joining us, and spring training is here and games start up this week. So we wanted to get Josh on to talk about all of that and look ahead to the Thresher season. Josh, welcome back to the home team.
Thanks for having me back, Paul. Good to be on.
Well, it's good to have you with us, and I've been seeing you time to time at the Lightning games. I know you're doing some podcasts and things of that nature in the off season from the Threshers, so it's always good to see you there. And spring training kicks off this week. What does it look like as far as the Phillies are concerned?
Things are looking good. We've had some players coming in and out for optional workouts for a couple months now. A lot of the pitchers and catchers, obviously, are warming up. Last time I got into work, I saw their newest acquisition, Jesus Luzardo, warming up right in front of the ballpark. So it's starting to feel like baseball season again, I can tell you that.
Do you feel, Josh, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this, do you feel as though it was really a legitimate consideration for the Rays to play at Baycare Ballpark instead of Steinbrenner Field, or with the improvements they've made at Steinbrenner, is that the clear choice for the Rays?
It's hard to say, really. I feel like I just wasn't privy to all that decision-making information, but it does make sense. The Rays, I think, are that much closer to the Tarpons a little bit, and that's closer to their target fan base. So I think it just kind of makes sense that it would be the Tarpons rather than the Threshers, and I think it would make our season a lot more confusing if the Rays were playing at Baycare Ballpark.
We've seen that the Tarpons have moved out of Steinbrenner Field for this season to make room for the Rays, and I guess they're going to be playing at another complex there on the Yankees complex.
I think they're going to be playing in one of the FCL fields, yeah, but I'll find out for sure once the Threshers go and visit. So honestly, everything just kind of seems up in the air right now with the minor league season, with spring training right around the corner anyway.
Absolutely. When do the Phillies actually have their first spring training game?
The first spring training game home for the Phillies is February 23rd. They're on the road on the 22nd.
Okay.
Their Sunday, February 23rd.
So a week from Sunday is their first home game. Let's talk about the Thresher season, Josh. That's something you're much more familiar with. And the Threshers have been competitive year after year. They somehow find a way to make that team competitive in spite of the fact that players kind of come and go depending on where they're moving up to single A, double A, triple A even. So you see a lot of come and go, but they've managed to keep a very competitive club.
Yeah, and I think that is really going to be put to the test this year, because one of the players that I expected to make a big impact on the Threshers this year, Starlin Caba, was traded to the Marlins in the Jesus Luzardo trade. So I think that could put a dent on the Threshers, but I think they've got a great coaching staff. Marty Malloy's coming back for his fifth season as the manager, and all that man wants to do is win baseball games. And that is, I think, the driving force behind the winning mentality the Threshers have had over the last couple of seasons. And they return one of their pitching coaches and their hitting coach, Gustavo Armas, and Chris Heinz as well, for a team that's been at the forefront of the Florida State League in especially hitting over the past couple of seasons.
Well, we're looking forward to another partnership with the Clearwater Threshers this year, and we'll be giving some tickets away once the Thresher season gets going. But Josh, coming out to a Threshers game at Baycare Ballpark is really an event. I mean, sure, the baseball game is the primary reason, but just all that the ballpark offers and the promotions and the different things that the Threshers do, it just really makes it a very affordable, fun night out.
Yeah, absolutely. We really don't look at Baycare Ballpark as much as a ballpark. It's a community event space, really, that they happen to play baseball games at.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Obviously, the baseball is an important part of what we do over at Baycare Ballpark, but I think the main thing that we try to get is just, we bring people out to enjoy the game or even just enjoy each other's company at the tiki bar out in left field or playing with their kids or their dogs on the beach dog days on the berm. It's just a great place to just be and kind of hang out. And there's usually baseball on, so that's always a plus.
I know one of our callers is a big fan of your Dollar Tuesdays that you have there, where you can get hot dogs and soft drinks and admission and all that, just $1. It's a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better deal in baseball than Dollar Tuesdays, and that'll be back again this year, starting on opening day, April 8th, when the Threshers start their season.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that. And of course, you are known for the fireworks throughout the season, but the July 4th fireworks that the Threshers put on is second to none here in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, I mean, in general, our post-game fireworks are pretty epic, but there's something about our Independence Day shows, and we've got 2 of them for another year in a row. July 2nd and 3rd, we'll have back-to-back off-the-chart Independence Day celebrations with fireworks and a lot of baseball for you guys.
Want to get your thoughts on this, Josh. There's been a lot of concern and talk about the Rays at Steinbrenner Field and rainouts and the humidity and all of that. As best you can recall, how did weather affect the Threshers last season? How many games were lost? Were there many delayed? How did that shake out?
Yeah, I mean, we really had one series where there was a rain delay or a cancellation just about every day. I'd be a lot more concerned for the Rays in the summer, once the late summer, once the rainy seasons usually start. But I believe that Steinbrenner Field has a lightning rule that's a lot more strict than the rest of the ballparks, where if they see lightning within 3 miles or something, or 5 miles of the ballpark, something that's a bit shorter than the regular rule usually is, then they stop the game temporarily. So that could be troublesome later in the season, but it really wasn't an issue until our last series in Tampa last year, which I believe was at the end of August, when the rains and the lightning just wreaked havoc on our games. But I know that's going to be something that I'm going to be watching very closely for the Rays this year, because I think especially in the late summer, once the games are really starting to count towards playoffs, it could really be a factor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Josh, and by the way, we're speaking with Josh Berber, the radio voice of the Clearwater Threshers, and we're looking forward to another partnership with the Clearwater Threshers, and it'll be ticket giveaways, and I know so many people enjoy coming out and enjoying Thresher games, and we're going to help you do that. Before we let you go, though, Josh, I want to get your thoughts on this whole situation with the Rays. It's something that it kind of is a cloud over the Rays season, if you will, because you're thinking, okay, I really want to enjoy the Rays season, but will they be here after next year? They could be in another locale. What are your thoughts on this whole Rays situation?
I mean, I feel like been an issue with the Rays for as long as I can remember, just because now they just had a line on a new stadium that seems real for the first time in a long time, regardless of, the fans maybe wanting something new or just some kind of assurance that they'll be staying here. And I feel like it's something that's plagued what has been a pretty successful franchise for just about their entire existence, and especially in the last couple of years, with all the extra talk about the team potentially moving and the MLB expansion and everything like that. I mean, we don't really know what's going on, and I just don't feel like the ownership has given Rays fans any kind of assurances that they're going to be staying here, or after the first step of, all right, we're building this new stadium, then what's next? There's really not like a kind of what's next with, what's going on. It's just kind of season by season. And I mean, that's got to be pretty frustrating for people who have been Rays fans since 1998.
If they were to move away, if the Rays were to move away, that would probably be a boon for the Tampa Tarpons and the Clearwater Threshers and Dunedin Blue Jays. Your attendances might spike a little bit because of that being the only show in town is the minor league baseball.
I mean, it's a possibility, but I feel like people watch minor league and major league baseball for different reasons. I feel like minor league baseball is, again, that kind of community aspect that the Threshers really try to bring to every single game. And I think that is such a big part of it that we might benefit from a couple extra Rays fans, but I think rooting for the Rays is about rooting for your home team, the city that you live in or grew up in or whatever. And, watching the Threshers or the Tarpons or the Blue Jays is just about kind of appreciating the game of baseball and sharing it with some of your favorite people.
Mm-hmm. And
Good point.
I love the fact that you're always so close too. You can sit real close, and the players actually talk to you and they sign autographs and all of that, and that makes it a lot of fun as well. Well, Josh, just before we let you go, remind us again of when the Phillies spring training first home game, and then when do the Threshers get going?
First home game for the Philadelphia Phillies is on February 23rd. That is a week from Sunday. They'll be taking on the Baltimore Orioles at 1:05 at Baycare Ballpark. The Clearwater Threshers begin their season on April 8th, I believe, against the Daytona Tortugas. Tickets for both of those are available on threshersbaseball.com. You can also go to phillies.com to get your spring training tickets at Baycare Ballpark.
And also want to remind you, we have another ad in the program at the Thresher games. So as you come into the ballpark, make sure you grab one of those books that they give you. A lot of good information about the team and the schedules and all of that. And also a very nice ad for the home team in there as well.
Wonderful.
So by all means, pick that up. Josh, thank you so much. We look forward to talking to you throughout the summer as the Threshers get going. And again, our appreciation for the Threshers, and we look forward to that.
And we appreciate you on the home team as well, Paul. Thanks for having me on, and I'll see you when the Lightning get back.
Absolutely.
Good.
All right. Sounds good. Mario has joined us, and Mario hasn't made a selection yet for the Final Four contest, the East region, numbers 1 to 16. But he did say that the Super Bowl reminded him a lot of the Bucs Super Bowl against Kansas City,
Yes.
where they came out and just led wire to wire.
That's exactly right. Yeah, very good point.
Absolutely. Well, we are going to take some phone calls when we get back, and we are also going to take some more entries into the contest. Please join us, 727-441-3000. Marshall, Donald, hang on. We're coming to both of you right after the top of the hour break here on the home team. Hour number 2 coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
WTAN, Clearwater,
FM 106.1,
WDCF, Dade City,
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm Stacey Lynn. After nearly 500 days, 3 more hostages have been freed. An American is among them. Sagi Deckelhen from Connecticut had a very emotional reunion with his wife. CBS's Robert Berger is in Jerusalem.
Today's release went through despite President Trump suggesting that all the 2 million Palestinians in Gaza should be moved to other countries. But that is casting a shadow over the future of the deal. The next phase is supposed to see an end to the war. There's concern that if Hamas believes the end game is the expulsion of all the Palestinians from Gaza, it won't complete the deal and release the rest of the hostages.
And Hamas says the U.S. must compel Israel to abide by the Gaza truce to secure their release. Ukrainian President Zelensky rejected the idea of peace talks with Russia that do not involve Ukraine.
Ukraine will never accept deals made behind our backs without our involvement.
He also told a security conference in Germany that Europe needs to build a common army so that other people respect European power. The Justice Department is dropping corruption charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams so he can help with mass deportations. CBS's Willie James Inman tells us.
At least 7 DOJ officials have resigned in protest. The internal shakeup at the DOJ comes as the Trump administration is moving swiftly to reshape and downsize the federal government. Several federal agencies have started to lay off hundreds of employees who are under a probationary period.
Southern California is still getting clobbered. First it was the wildfires, then heavy rain, now mudslides. This man lives in Sierra Madre.
The mud and water just gathered and it started flowing into my apartment here through the window and through the door. My whole living room floor is like covered with mud. And folks I had never met before were out here with shovels and sandbags and trying to help.
A sexual assault lawsuit against Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs has been dismissed. CBS's Wendy Gillette with details in New York.
I'm down in Tribeca, right? Rapper Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, celebrated the dismissal of the lawsuit on social media, calling it a victory. He wrote the civil suit was without merit and brought trauma to his family. Carter filed a motion last month to dismiss the lawsuit, claiming inconsistencies in the alleged victim's story. Combs still faces charges of sex trafficking and remains in a New York jail.
He has pleaded not guilty. This is CBS News.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com.
Do you have questions after being injured in a car accident or injured because of someone's negligence? Do you feel overwhelmed or uncertain about the next steps after being injured in a crash? The personal injury attorneys at Peronic, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes have been helping their injured clients since 1955 and are now on this radio station to provide guidance to you. Listen to FLA Law each Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Let their decades of experience help you and your family. Offices in Clearwater, non-attorney spokesman.
Hi, I'm Dawn Reese with the Dawn Reese Show, most powerful names in entertainment, every Thursday at 5 p.m. I have so many different segments I'm so excited to share with you, from miracle stories to celebrity interviews with Hollywood connections to travel, and soon the Housewives of Florida, to local business promoting your business on the air with me, an amazing opportunity to grow your business. Tune in to the Tan Talk Radio Network, 106.1 FM on Thursdays, 5 p.m. with me, Dawn Reese.
Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. All brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the radio program Spectrum 360. This is Mark Skogman
and TK Weeks.
Hosts of Spectrum 360 on the 6 stations of the Tan Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via webcast at spectrum360media.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, news, politics, and arts from a creative and progressive point of view.
Are you a writer, inventor? Do you have questions about your intellectual property rights? Well, tune in every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 11 o'clock for Joy on Paper. Once a month, I will have a special guest, the writer's legal eagle, Bill Larson of Larson & Larson, who can answer your questions. Protect your valuable work. Email me your questions to patsy.radio@gmail.com and then listen in every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. right here on Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network. That's patsy.radio@gmail.com.
This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I hope you'll join me every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for my weekly show, The Home Team, heard right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, The Home Team with Paul Porter, talking Lightning, Bucks, Rays, USF, and a whole lot more. Your calls and prize giveaways. Join us this Saturday and every Saturday morning for The Home Team, 9 to 11 on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Rays have won the American League pennant. Tampa Bay Lightning win their second straight Stanley Cup. And when the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Home Team on the Tan Talk Radio Network. The Home Team is brought to you in part by Cambridge Christian School, a Christian education that's affordable and well-respected. By FAS Windows and Doors, with stores in Tampa and Orlando. By Action Air Conditioning, family-owned and operated, serving the entire Tampa Bay area. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, and welcome to hour number 2 of the Home Team here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Mario has made his selection. He picked number 15, and that is the number 6 seed in the East region. So, and Big Ed has joined us, and Big Ed, welcome. Good to have you here.
You bet. I had to come by and see who picked Philly in a blowout.
Yeah. Actually, Al from Tampa was the closest, and he was quite a ways off as well. But that's how that came out. So pick a number 1 to 16, Big Ed, and we'll get you in the NCAA East region.
See. Let's go with 5.
5. You have the number 1 seed. And I know you're a huge college basketball
the rest of them
fan.
hang up? But I am willing to sell it. No, I'm just kidding. I'd like to transfer. I'd like to jockey up in the draft,
Yeah.
Dangle it out there.
There you go. Let's go to the phone lines. Marshall is joining us next. Hello, Marshall. You're on the Home Team.
Morning, guys. How we doing?
Morning.
Doing
Good.
great. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I just want to bring up real quick. I don't know if you guys talked about it because I was doing something, but I'm so sick of this Rays organization just poo-poo on everything that the city tries to do and everything they're trying to do to make it right. And they just don't want to be here. That ownership group just doesn't want to be here. And they're doing everything possible to cut up every deal. It just gets to the point where I'm just done with it as a fan.
Yeah, I kind of see the same way. At some point, I'm ready to just tell Mr. Sternberg, hey, good riddance. Just leave and don't let the door hit you in the back.
Stu reminds me.
It seems like the city can't do enough. They can't do enough.
Stu reminds me of that girl you wanted to take out in high school. And every time the date she said yes. And every time the date got closer, she had an excuse not to go.
Yeah.
And finally, you just got to come. With a guy like Stu, what you got to do is call his mommy and let him know that he's been lying to us. And in this case, his mommy would be Manfred, the commissioner of baseball.
Yeah.
And I would keep him up to date because if Manfred says, hey, listen, you guys are doing everything possible, it's him.
Yeah.
Then when it comes time for him to move the team, the owners say,
Yeah,
Well, the league doesn't want this team to move. They don't want to lose this market. They're not going to move. So they're just going to force Sternberg to sell, or they're going to make him make a deal. One or the other.
See, Marshall, I think, though, that a lot of the owners would want the team to move because they see all the empty seats in the stands and think that maybe if he moves the team somewhere else, you'd get better attendance. That's what I worry about.
Yeah, but it's still the number 1 TV market next to New York in the MLB. That's why they don't want to lose. So, because that's where the big money is versus the seats.
Well.
But anyway, and as far as the Lightning go, it seems that every year they get this break, and then
they were playing good going into the break, and I hope they don't come out flat again because I don't like this 2-week break. I'm not into this whole series thing they're doing at all. This is the time when I really get into watching hockey, and now I got this 2-week lag where I can't watch my team play. So I'm just frustrated with that.
Well, I do like this much better than the All-Star break. It's more competitive. You can see the players are playing a lot harder than they would.
And hopefully the Lightning will come out and keep it going. I mean, they are. They've been playing fantastic as of late. So hopefully they'll get right back on it. You never know, but the Lightning look like certainly a playoff team. The real question this year: can they get beyond the first round? Can they go deeper? Can they get back to being a Stanley Cup contender? That's the real question, I think.
Well, I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing from Andrei Vasilevsky. He looks like he's starting to get back in the 2-3 goal against game as opposed to giving up multiple goals. So that and I've always said they'll go as far as Vasilevsky takes them.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. So Marshall, pick a number 1 to 16.
All right, I don't know what's been taken, but I'll take number 8.
No, 8 has been taken. Try again.
Okay, how about number 2?
Number 2 is the 10 seed. You've got number 10 in the Eastern region.
Okay. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy.
Thanks, you, Marshall. Appreciate it. Donald is next. Hello, Donald. You're on the home team.
Hello, Donald.
He might have his son speaking. Hey, Donald. How you doing?
Right. Well, let me take you off. 15. Okay, there it is.
There you
How you guys
go.
doing?
Welcome back from the space station.
Yes, sir. Hey, Liz told me to say thank you, Paul, for all the wonderful prizes.
Absolutely.
She got the score, and she got the exact score. So when I brought in the mail the other day, and I was dancing, she goes, "What are you doing? You're dancing." I said, "You won." "What do you mean I won? What did I win?" I said, "Here's the envelope." She goes, "Oh, my God, it's from Paul Porter."
Yeah. She had the exact number, 62 points, and that is kind of an odd number too. It doesn't, you don't look at it as 7s and 3s and all that with what you normally have, but 62 points was right on. So congratulations.
Yeah, she was excited, and she opened it up and saw the Chick-fil-A. She goes, "Those are mine."
And now the Palm Pavilion is open, so you can go back there as well.
Yeah, we are. We're going to be going there in a couple of weeks.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, to hope and patronize them because they're just such a great restaurant and their food is phenomenal.
Yeah, no question. So, you want to get in this contest, the East Region, Donald?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let me give you the numbers that have been chosen already. 2, 5, 7, 8, 11, 13, and 15.
Give me the number 1.
Number 1. You've got the number 5 seed.
Okay.
Number 5 in the East Region. So, pretty good team.
Yep.
All right.
It's always a fun contest. I think these picking the numbers. I don't care what other people had said about that. It's a fun contest.
Yeah. You never know.
So many teams are in it, and you get schools who sometimes you haven't even heard of, and you get the Cinderellas, or you call them Mickey Mouses. You like to they make a deep run into the tournament. Yeah, I think it does make it exciting.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's very cool.
All right, Donald. Thank you so much. Always good to hear from you.
Absolutely. Hey, if anybody wants to stop by Bay Vista Park, 7000 4th Street South, St. Petersburg, I'll be doing pulled pork sandwiches and smoked turkey breast sandwiches at about 1:30ish.
Okay. How nice. Well, give that location one more time.
It's 7000 4th Street South, St. Petersburg. It's Bay Vista Park. There's picnic pavilions and bathrooms.
All
and they're
right.
clean,
Excellent.
too.
Yeah, if you're going to be all that eating, you're going to need some bathrooms. That's for sure.
Absolutely. You guys take care. Have a great week. And hopefully you see a couple of you guys, there.
All right. Thank you so much, Donald. We appreciate it.
All right. You guys take care.
Let's bring in John next. Hello, John. You're on the home team.
Gentlemen, how are you today?
We're doing
Wonderful.
Good to hear from you.
Great. A lot on the plate this morning. I was texting with Jason last night. I didn't want anybody to tell before I did. I went to a soccer match.
I thought you might be there because it was a big event with Messi. And if there's a big event, you're there.
Yeah. I know he was inquiring about the boxing match. Next time I'm going to keep updated. I'll contact him sooner on that. It was kind of a last minute deal, but I knew you'd find something to do.
Keep me in the loop. Took my baby to the soccer pitch for Valentine's Day, so it worked out pretty well.
Very nice.
Okay. All right. What was the crowd like there, John?
They had 42,000, which is a little surprising. I thought they would have less than that, but it was a good crowd. They were all over the stadium, upper deck, everything. Really, really excited. He played well. Almost scored a couple times. It was good to see the coach.
And who ended up winning that?
2-2 tie.
Oh, okay. All right.
At least it wasn't a 0-0 tie. I remember the story you told. That's the only thing you never had to speak at a sporting event as the public address announcer.
Yeah. Back with the World Cup, never had a goal. Ended up scoreless. But were more of the people rooting for Orlando or more for Miami? How would you gauge that?
It was probably about even, but every time Messi had the ball, the crowd, there was a murmur in the crowd that went up. It was one of the best waves we've ever seen. They did a great wave around the stadium, so it was a fun night. We made it to about the 80th minute.
Okay.
All right.
Do you like soccer, John, or did you go because it's a big event?
I went because it was a big event. Messi in town.
Okay.
The article in the paper this morning, there was a text tweet out from something about Philadelphia winning and got 1.2 million responses. There was a tweet that Messi went to the game in New Orleans with his kids. 15 million tweets. He's one of the most popular guys in the world.
Yeah.
All right.
42,000. It wasn't free beer night, was it?
It was.
It was?
A couple things real quick, if I can, on the Rays. I think there's probably an ownership group out there looking to purchase them. Sternberg, the one and done, I think. I don't think he's going to come to the table with more money and do the repairs. So, and Marshall was correct. Baseball wants a team down here. It's one of the largest markets in Major League Baseball. So I think they're going to Sternberg may move them, but I don't know what's going to happen. It's just up in the air.
Yeah,
it's going to get a lot uglier. Sadly, John, I think it's going to get a lot uglier before it's all over. There's going to be a nasty divorce, I think.
I agree. And then one comment on the Lightning, if I may.
Yeah.
I think they're playing well, and Paul, your comment was absolutely spot on as far as that's what takes them. But I also think they haven't quite gelled yet with these new players. And Mocher's been out for a while now. I think once they get the team synchronized and playing well together, they've got a pretty good run this year. I'm pretty impressed with the way they're playing.
I like the addition of Gensel. I really do. I know there was some controversy about Stamkos, but I just think at this point of where Stamkos is in his career, Gensel's a younger player. I think he's added some juice to the lineup, and obviously combined with Vasilevsky back in top form, I think they've got a good team, and hopefully they keep this streak going here.
They're lacking a little physicality, which I'd like to see a little more of, but they're very skilled and they're shooting more instead of passing. So I think they're poised for a pretty deep run.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Mario was watching on Facebook Live, says Stu does need to sell the team due to the ruined relationships between him and the business and corporation owners in the Tampa Bay community.
Yeah, I just think at this point it's done. It's done with. I just don't think it can be repaired. No.
Yeah, they're killing us on season tickets too. The group I'm in, our season tickets doubled.
That's about right.
At a small minor, AAA stadium, spring training stadium. So they're killing us, trying to make as much money as they can out the door, from what I understand.
Yeah, I'm afraid to think that you're going to have an $18 hot dog there someday too.
Mustard is extra.
Yeah. Well, John, let's get you in the NCAA East region here. Here's the numbers that are left: 3, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, and 16.
Where'd you learn to count?
Yeah.
I'll take 13. That's my favorite number.
Well, 13 has been chosen. 13 has been chosen.
Oh, okay. Is 11 chosen?
Yes, it is.
What's left?
3. Let me see.
3, 4, 6, 9, 10, 12, 14, and 16.
I'll take 14.
14, you've got the number 3 seed.
Good.
Number
good.
3 in the East region.
Solid pick. Hey, guys, enjoy the day. It's a great day in Florida.
Yes, thank you. You too.
Thank you, John.
John, take care.
We are going to hit a break, and then Rock Riley will join us on the other side. Stay right where you're at. More of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
Rinkside Sports is your headquarters for all things hockey. From skates to pads and gloves to jerseys to socks. Anything you need to make your hockey experience a winning one. You'll find all the same brands the pros use, like Bauer and CCM. Rinkside Sports has 2 locations to serve you, inside Advent Health Center Ice in Wesley Chapel and inside the TGH Sportsplex in Brandon. Rinkside Sports. If it's hockey, it's Rinkside Sports.
Looking for a special night out or an out-of-the-ordinary way for a dinner date with family or friends? Check out the 2-hour Yacht Starship Cruise sailing from Channelside Drive in downtown Tampa. It features a complete dinner and free open bar, disc jockey and dancing while you sail away, taking in the best views of Tampa Bay. Dine, drink, and dance the night away. Reservations are required, so visit yachtstarship.com for all the details or call 813-223-7999. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Grace Family Church with now 8 locations to serve you. Just how big is Grace Family Church? Here's Executive Pastor Chris Bonham.
On a typical Sunday, will be about 13,500 people. And then we have an online crowd that watches as well. That's dispersed all throughout our campuses and throughout people watching all over the world.
It seems like a big church, but it does feel small. I don't want a big church, but so the numbers are big, but there's a lot of opportunity for belonging and intimacy in the church.
Yeah, that's one of our values. We definitely want to make a big church small. So if someone's like, oh, I can't go, it's too big, we would really encourage you check it out because we do a lot of intentional things to take the large crowd and move it into a smaller, more manageable relationship.
For more information about all 8 campuses at Grace Family Church, visit gfcflorida.com. That's gfcflorida.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us as we continue along on a busy time in the world of sports with the NCAA tournament just a few weeks away. And, of course, spring training starting and hockey and basketball in full swing, both of them on their mid-season break. But in both cases, the mid-season break, it comes about 2/3 into the season. So we're just going to have the final third, the final stretch run in both the NBA and the NHL when we get back next week. We are very happy to have with us Mr. Rock Riley joining us on the program. Rock, thanks for taking time to be with us today.
Always enjoy being on the home team, Paul. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Always good to have you on. And I know you were at Super Bowl at Radio Row, and want to get your thoughts on that. How did that go? And get your thoughts on the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going to Radio Row for I don't even know how many years, and I've noticed the difference in the last 5 years. Now it's called Media Row. There's less radio stations, but there's so many podcasts, and teams have their own shows. And every you're ahead of the game because you guys are on Facebook, but every radio show is on video. There's no radio shows that are just audio only now, and a lot of players. It's so funny, and you guys know, especially Paul, like when you go cover teams and players, like they don't really usually care. Sometimes a lot of them don't care for the media, and then once they retire, they're in the media. They all got shows now. So it was a who's who, and it was a lot of security, a lot of armed with machine guns, National Guard, state police, armored vehicles, and because Trump was there, they had Secret Service. So I'd never seen so much heavy security in the French Quarter, but everybody was safe, and all in all, congratulations, I guess. You got to give it up to the Eagles.
Yeah. Were you surprised at how easily the Eagles won that game?
I really was. Now, going around Radio Row, I'm talking to a lot of like players and former players and coaches, and they were telling me that they really thought that this was going to be the Eagles' year. And then I talked to Chris Sims, and I was surprised. He said the Eagles are the most talented team roster-wise NFL in 20 years. And once I did that, I'm like, I'm going to go with the Eagles. And then I predicted the Eagles to win. But you still can win with defense. They got Saquon Barkley. And no, I was surprised they won by that easily of a margin.
Well, it's actually rare now, Rock, where the games are blowouts. It used to be that was always the norm in Super Bowls. You could count it to be a boring, lopsided game. But for a long time now, that's changed. It often is a very competitive game. And I think only in a couple of recent years, we saw this game, this Super Bowl, the one where the Bucks dominated the Chiefs. You could maybe go back to the Seahawks dominating the Broncos the one year. But most times now, it's a very close competitive game that goes down to the wire.
And you know what? Even though Mahomes and they're very talented, look how good he really is. Look how good of a coach Andy Reid is. But I noticed that what they have at the Super Bowl, they have what they call a pool reporter. That reporter goes to practice, and then they send out a feed on everything that they see. And I'm noticing every practice, the Chiefs were like, they put on no helmets. They were just going kind of through the motions. When you're in the Super Bowl almost every year, human nature is like, man, we got this. We're good. Where the Eagles were like, block out the noise. Don't listen to anybody. We're here because we made it here. And I think there was something to that, kind of like a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover for the Chiefs. They were just used to it.
I was watching and I kept waiting for Pat Mahomes to get going. I mean, I thought, okay, he didn't show up there. Now he's going to get going. Okay, now the start of the second half, he'll come on strong. And he just never really got it going this year.
You know what? I think that's going to fuel him again. You know what, too? There was so much talk that if he won back to back to back, he was going to be the GOAT. he was going to surpass Brady, and it was just too much, you know. And same thing. No, I was waiting for it too. And this. No, what are you going to say, Paul? It was the Eagles. It was the Eagles' year.
Yeah, it really was.
I was going to say if he went back to back to back, I still wouldn't consider him the GOAT. You got to do what Tom Brady did. You won all those Super Bowls. Yep. You won all those Super Bowls in one team, and then you said, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he goes to another team and wins the Super Bowl. And it put to bed the rest of the question: is it Brady or is it Bill Belichick? And we got the answer.
Yeah,
it was Brady, because when Belichick was alone, they went downhill.
Even in his teams in New England, he went through several different complete rosters because he was there for so long. Right. There were many players that he played with the first couple of Super Bowls, and then those players were gone the later Super Bowls there. So, yeah, it's very rare what he did. I don't know that we're ever going to see that again.
And as you mentioned earlier, he played till he was 45.
Yeah. That's not going to be
very rare.
That is not going to become the norm.
Yeah.
Especially for a quarterback in the NFL. That just will not happen with that many players, if anyone, ever again.
Although the officials are doing more to protect the quarterback now than they've ever done.
Even so.
If you look at them wrong, they throw a flag.
But to play at that elite level, I mean, I could see a quarterback who's a backup maybe playing, who doesn't play as often. I think Steve DeBerg, Warren Moon, they finished their careers as backups at that age. But as a starter, hard for me to fathom that you're going to go that long and be that successful.
John in Clearwater says Tom Brady had 10 Super Bowl games played. So that's an awful lot. Absolutely. Rock, I want to switch over to the Rays if we can. And sure. I want to get your thoughts. I asked Jason this and get your thoughts on how you feel about it. Are you as excited about baseball season this year with the huge cloud that is hanging over the Tampa Bay Rays?
I wasn't. And then I went to Port Charlotte this week, and I was at Rays camp. And it's so different when you actually get there. Mm-hmm. And I talked to the players in the clubhouse. I'm watching the arms. How these guys are throwing so hard now. And once you get there, like, the players don't really think about that. There's a whole bunch of new faces. They haven't made the cut. So there's so many lockers when you go in the clubhouse. Guys with number 87, 76, they're throwing 98 miles an hour. They're trying to make the club. Cash is like all about, we got to get runners in scoring position. We got to get the guys in. When guys are on third base, change our approach. We're going to do live situations during hitting. You got Shane McClanahan. He's ahead of schedule. Drew Rasmussen. So I was like most fans, like, oh, it's all about the stadium. Oh, I don't want to hear any more about the Rays want more money. Oh, this dampens my enthusiasm. But then when you get there, the players, they're honestly not thinking about that. And as a matter of fact, I asked Cash yesterday, I'm like, what about Steinbrenner Field, this and that? And he laughed. He goes, when we get to Steinbrenner, then we'll deal with questions and figuring out it's going to be a little bit different. But right now, we're not thinking about that. We only won 80 games last year. That's not normal for us. We got to be better. So isn't that funny how it's different from fans and then actually being there and being in the clubhouse and being on the field with the guys?
Rock, I was thinking about this, and I would hate to see this happen, but I couldn't help but think, given the contentious relationship between Sternberg and the city and the uncertainty, what if the Rays get off to a great start this year and looks like they're going to have a very good season, and then he pulls a fast one near the trade deadline and trades away their top players just to spite.
You mean like
spite it all? Like last year, yeah. But I mean, let's just say they look more like they're going to be a playoff team this year, and he decides to pull something like that.
If he did that, that would be the end. That would be the dagger. Because last year it was pretty evident that it wasn't going to be their year. So if they're off to a good start like that, and it looks like they're going to make the run, and then he did that.
Yeah.
Oh my!
But that would be a perfect Sternberg thing to do, though.
Yeah, but
sadly,
that would look too much like tanking.
Yeah.
That would be unbelievable, Jason, if he did that.
Yeah. But why do you tank with a great team? I mean, you tank when you're really bad and you're just
to save money. Why else? That's what he does the best. To save money.
I don't know. Ask Blake Snell.
I just don't know about that. I just have. But anyway, Rock, it's going to be exciting Friday afternoon when the Rays and the Yankees play at Steinbrenner Field.
The Rays home. The Rays home.
Home of the Rays / Yankees. Friday, it'll be the home of the Yankees, and then in a few weeks, it'll be home of the Rays. But that should be quite an event.
You know what, though? Honestly, they opened up Steinbrenner Field to media on Thursday. It showed off the facilities. Fred McGriff had gotten a tour and told me about it. It's their facilities at Steinbrenner Field and behind the scenes off of Hines Avenue. It doesn't look like it from the outside. It's among the finest in all of baseball for regular season. They remodeled. They've been doing this for the last 2 years. They talked to Aaron Judge and some of the stars. What do we need to do better? From the pool that they have, from all the training there, it really is going to be nice. It's just a matter of rain delays, lightning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 5:30. I was talking to Neander. He was even saying they're trying to figure it out. Say you get a starter. Say you get lightning and rain delay at 7:30. He goes 1 inning. Now he's got to sit. It's going to be a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour before they start play again. Do you get him back up and try to ramp him up? He good for 1 inning? I think that's going to be the biggest thing for the Rays. Mm-hmm. But as far as playing in front of 11,000 fans, it's going to feel like it's more packed. They got nice facilities there. I think that's going to be the biggest difference.
Well, nice facility. That's what you get when you had a classy owner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true.
Ed.
Rock, we want to get you into our NCAA Eastern Region Final Four contest.
Oh,
and here's the numbers that are still left. 3, 4, 6, 9, 10, 12, and 16. Pick one of those numbers.
Give me number 6, Paul. I used to use that when I played back in the day. I'll go with number 6, guys.
That was a very good choice. Mm-hmm. You got the number 2 seed.
Well done.
In the Eastern region. So you're right behind Big Ed, who got the number 1 seed.
Oops.
Yes, man. Yes, the man.
All right. Rock, thank you so much. Always great to have you on the program.
Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend, guys.
All right. Appreciate that.
You know what I'd do if I were the Glazers? I would open the third deck of Ray J that's facing Legends Field, and I'd have $5 seats and $1 hot dogs.
You think you'd be able to see from there?
I think actually you can. You look right over
it's like the roof across from Wrigley Field. All those building roofs, the people would
wouldn't that tick off Sternberg?
Oh boy. Yeah. And you could have parking because you got their parking
right there
at Raymond James anyway. We need a break. Then we're going to come back, take more of your phone calls, more entries into the contest. Again, you can enter on Facebook Live. Numbers still available: 3, 4, 9, 10, 12, and 16. Those are still available. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the 3-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with 2 N's, development.com. Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
Looking for a culinary and cocktail river journey? Then check out Craft, Florida's only dining river cruise. Craft features 3-course dining on the Hillsborough River with America's first open galley kitchen with gas cooking. The 2-hour cruise sailing from downtown Tampa will leave you with breathtaking views and mouth-watering cuisine served right to your table. For reservations, call crafttampa.com or call 813-223-7999.
This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson. Grace Family Church now has 8 locations to serve you throughout the Tampa Bay area. Talking about the 8th campus, here's Senior Pastor Craig Altman.
In the Land O'Lakes area, I would say between Land O'Lakes and Trinity off of Suncoast and 54. Brand new campus. So if you're looking to get in on the ground floor, it's an exciting campus, a lot of young people, and I encourage you to check it out.
And if you're wondering what denomination Grace Family Church is, Executive Pastor Chris Bonham explains.
Well, it's actually a non-denominational church, but the neat thing is all the denominations you just mentioned, a lot of them do come. And so what's neat is this melting pot of different beliefs, but we come together based off the Bible and really teach that.
Visit one of the 8 campuses of Grace Family Church. For more information, go to gfcflorida.com. That's gfcflorida.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. And Jason, before we get back to the phone lines, tell us about Alessi Bakery. What's going on?
Well, we've got some good specials this week remaining. Today and tomorrow specials, the vanilla cake squares, buy one, get one free. The Sfigadelle pastries. Now, these we don't have on special very often. It's a popular Italian pastry. It's kind of a crispy phyllo dough shell filled with sweet ricotta cheese and mixed citrus fruit on the inside.
Oh, wow.
Those are buy one, get one free. And our gourmet sugar cookies are buy one, get one free as well. And then starting on Monday, the next week's specials, Snickerdoodle cookies. That's the one with the cinnamon sugar on top. Those are buy one, get one free. Our strawberry masu cake. kind of like tiramisu, but with the strawberry flavor. Those are buy one, get one free. And our chocolate devil's food cake slice. Those are also buy one, get one free.
I know someone who's a big fan of the Snickerdoodle cookies.
Yes,
They'll
yes.
likely be there to take you up on that. And your location and hours?
We're at 2909 West Cypress Street, in between MacDill and Armenia. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
All right, very good. So check it out. Best place to get your bakeries and food items at the bar.
We got deli. We got great sandwiches, hot entrees, our scacciata pizza. Yep. Got
best Cuban sandwich I've ever had.
Great Cuban. The Cuban is always our best seller. Try the hand-carved Cuban. That's with the actual meat they slice right off the block. I mean, the seasoned ham and the mojo pork on the hand-carved Cuban.
All right. And I almost have you talked into the Crunch Pups, too, right?
Still a work in progress. We'll look at them.
All right. Let's go back to the phone lines. We have Anthony with us. Hello, Anthony. You're on the home team.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
First and foremost, incredible that these professional sports talk people here in the Tampa Bay area seem to be really short memories, because when they talk about this guy Messi as this big event, they seem to forget that it wasn't until the mid-'70s that the main proponent of bringing soccer recognition here to Tampa was Pelé with the New York Cosmos. Because make no mistake about it, people who went to the stadium went for the sake of catching professional soccer, but they also went because this guy was a phenomenon, and they wanted to catch a glimpse of him on the field. So, these sportscasters need to get a little bit more education as far as professional soccer is concerned. As far as he broke the barrier in many ways. Soccer was a lot tougher back at that time. So not taking nothing away from Messi, but the most popular player in the world, in my opinion, I don't think so. Second, and this is Jason, the first few minutes going into that Super Bowl, first quarter, you could tell Mahomes was not in his proper frame of mind. They charged him mercilessly. And he threw him off his game.
When you don't have time to throw, I don't care how great a quarterback you are, you look very average. That happened when he played against the Bucks in Super Bowl 55, and we've seen it in Peyton Manning, the one where Denver got blown out by Seattle. That was the Legion of Boom defense. When you have a great defense, you basically it's like you suffocate the quarterback, and if he doesn't have time to throw, nowhere to go with the ball, that's it. He's not going to play very well. That's what we saw, was domination.
They read his MO. I believe they had him pretty much. They read the whole blueprint of the Chiefs, and I think they had everything laid out perfectly. And you got to give those also credit.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. And it was due their year, and I think they were hungry for it. And just, again, the overhype of Mahomes and the Chiefs making that run, I think that played a lot into Mahomes' thinking pattern. And he just was overwhelmed. I think when you read your own paper news clippings, it tends to get into the throw him off rhythm. So I think that happened.
It still is remarkable what he and the Chiefs have done. I mean, they went to 5 Super Bowls in 6 seasons. They won 3 of them. And I don't think they're done yet. They're still a very, very good team. And as long as he's at the top of his game, I think they're going to be in the mix. But you're not going to win it every single year. And I just think this year they ran into a better team, a more complete team in the Eagles this year.
Jason, there's rumblings and conspiratorialists that Kansas City got a big bonus if they lost. So
let people rumble.
But at least people aren't complaining about them being favored by the referees, because they weren't favored by the referees.
Well, I never listened to any of that anyway. I mean, you want to win the game, you go win the game. Don't worry about the referees. Do your job, and you'll come out on top.
Anthony, let's get you in the contest here. We have 3, 4, 9, 10, 12, and 16 still available.
And on to the Beatles' Revolution number 9 song. I'll take number 9, please.
All right. You've got the number 14 seed in the East, number 14. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Appreciate it. Let's bring in Al next. Hello, Al. You're on the home team. Congratulations on winning the Super Bowl contest.
I did win it?
Yes, you did. Congratulations.
Oh, I didn't get no prize. I didn't see nothing in the mail.
Well, we have a hard time getting prizes to you, Al. I don't know what's happening, but I sent a whole bunch of stuff to you. And check your mail. That's all I can say. I hope people aren't stealing your mail.
I just got out of the hospital, and I checked my mail yesterday, and I didn't see nothing.
Well, I don't know. I sent it on Tuesday, the day after the Super Bowl, or actually on Monday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so check your mail. You were the winner, and I sent a whole bunch of stuff to you.
Yeah, well, I get lucky one time, don't I?
There you go. There you go.
So they're going to start that Major League Baseball spring training here in a few days.
Uh-huh.
They're going to go back to their old ways. Start hitting the ball. No training. They should be training instead of going there playing baseball. You see last year how many people got hurt?
Well, I think they're doing a lot of things like, for example, running in the outfield and that sort of thing during the spring training games even. So I think they are trying to address that.
Well, if they don't, there's going to be a lot of trouble just like they were last year.
Yeah.
The hospital last year was as long as your arm.
All right. Well, let's get you in the East region for the Final Four contest, Al.
All right.
The numbers still left are 3, 4, 10, 12, and 16.
Give me 3.
Number 3, you've got the number 7 seed in the East region.
You know what? Last year I got the same thing, 7 seed.
Is that right? Well, you're consistent.
Yeah.
You're consistent.
Lucky number 7.
Thank you, Al. Always
All right.
good to hear from you.
right.
Mike from Seattle is our final caller of the day. Hello, Mike. You're on the home team.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Doing
Very
good.
good.
Good to hear from you, Mike.
Yeah. Well, it's good to tune in. Hey, real quick, I got some big news, and we'll be heading to Atlanta in March, so late March. So I'll be living south of Atlanta. So I'll be back
all right.
more
So
home team turf, hopefully.
you're getting a little closer
Back
to
on the
coming
East
back
Coast.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that move.
All right. Yeah, well, make sure you stay in touch with us, and I'll need to get your new address and all of that. So, but glad to hear you're coming back east.
Yeah. So, and just I tuned in late, so I don't know what the topic of the day is.
We've been talking a lot about the Rays and their shenanigans, and then looking back at the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah. The Super Bowl, just that game. I really enjoyed watching the game, obviously, because it was just, somebody else winning. But it was, to me, it's interesting just to watch the whole game. I mean, the Eagles really played well. I mean, that defense something else, huh?
Did you watch the halftime show?
No, I didn't.
I was in the restroom the whole time.
I saw somebody on Facebook says, could someone give me the English translation of what they're saying? Yeah, that was a good comment. Yeah. That was really good. Well, Mike, let's get you in the contest because Chick-fil-A is one of the prizes. So
yeah, give me the number 4. That'd be good.
Number 4, you've got the number 12 seed. Number 12. Okay. All right. So we appreciate it. Good to hear from you, Mike. Okay. Thanks so much.
Good talking. Take care.
All right.
Yep.
We're going to take our final break, and I want to tell you that we have 1, 2, 3 numbers still available for you. Get on Facebook Live or call real quick. Number 10, number 12, and number 16 are still available for you. So if you want one of those 3 numbers, post it on Facebook or call us here and we'll get you in the contest. Final segment of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live. This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com. to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors. FASWD.com.
Get ready to blast off on the bay with Tampa's own Bay Rocket. It's a 50-minute adrenaline-pumping thrill ride aboard a 2,800 horsepower jet boat with thrilling 180-degree spins, turns, and dips. It also features a whimsical narration with party music before blast-off. Put your hands up, Tampa Bay, and get ready to blast off. For information, visit BayRocketTampa.com or call 813-223-7999.
One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservation suggested but not necessary.
Rinkside Sports is your headquarters for all things hockey. From skates to pads and gloves to jerseys to socks. Anything you need to make your hockey experience a winning one. You'll find all the same brands the pros use, like Bauer and CCM. Rinkside Sports has 2 locations to serve you, inside Advent Health Center Ice in Wesley Chapel and inside the TGH Sportsplex in Brandon. Rinkside Sports. If it's hockey, it's Rinkside Sports.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
The Florida State Fair is coming in February. But did you know the Florida State Fair is so much more than just a fairgrounds? Everything from hunting and fishing shows to trade shows and competitions to men's and women's conferences to concerts and so much more. Be sure and circle your calendars for February 6th through the 17th, 2025 for the 121st edition of the Florida State Fair at the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa. See you at the fair.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Only got about a minute left, but there are 3 spots still available in the NCAA East region. And Matt, you have the first choice. We have number 10, number 12, and number 16. Which of those would you like?
16.
16, you've got the number 11 seed. So, Jason, there's number 10 and number 12.
12.
12, you've got the number 9 seed.
All right.
And that means that yours truly has the number 16 seed. So I have Mickey
Mouse
this year. So we'll see how that comes out.
Happened one year. The one Virginia was the number 1 and lost to a number 16 seed.
Next Saturday, Jason will be joined by Darren and Marshall, as I'll be out next Saturday, but we'll look forward to that next Saturday at 9 o'clock here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.